Okay. Now we have world's largest first level administrative divisions by area by country. So now we're naming the largest subdivision by area in each of the countries. So let us begin. So Russia, we have soccer. Australia, we'll get the western provinces, Western Australia. And then we have Xinjiang. Let's get Amazonas. Yep, Alaska. And then we have Quebec. And we have the eastern province of Saudi Arabia. Niger is Agadez. And then we have Taman Rasset for Algeria. And then New Valley in Egypt. Libya, we have Kufa. And then again, the northern province of Sudan. Northern Cape for South Africa. Santa Cruz again. And then Loreto in Peru. We have Balochistan in Pakistan. Rajasthan in India. And then Oromia again. And then we have Papua. Buenos Aires again. And then we have Kazakhstan. Used to be Karaganda, but that's split up and now it's Aktobe. Mali, we have Tel Denit, and let's get Mauritania is Tiris Zamor, and then we have Chihuahua, and then we have Bolivar, and Tibesti in Chad, and then we got Kwando, Kubango in Angola, and then we have Shopo in DRC. And then they're very strict. You have to spell it like this: Sistan va Baluchistan. And then Yemen is Hadramaut. Uzbekistan, Karakol, Pakistan. Mongolia, Omnagovi. For some reason, it takes it without the last I. Namibia, Karas. Myanmar, Shan. And then New Zealand, Canterbury. Botswana Central, Turkmenistan Balkan, Iraq Al Anbar, and then Chile Magallanes, and then Suriname C. Palawini. And let's get England again, Mozambique Niassa, Malaysia Sarawak, and then South Sudan is Jonglei again. And then Oman is Dhofar, just slightly bigger than Al Wusta. Kenya is Turkana. And then let's go to page 2 now. Sweden, Norrbotten. We've got Castile and Leon. And then we got Lapland. And then Boquerón in Paraguay. And then Animal Jammer's favorite, Draw Trifillet. And then we have Haute-Koto in Central African Republic. And then let's get New Vale Aquitaine. And then we have Hokkaido, and Niger, and Tabora. And then we have Matabeleland North. And let's get, we have Mudug, also known as Galmudug. Let's get Concon again, and then Bavaria, and then we have Atsimo, Andre Fauna, and then we have Likuala in Republic of the Congo, and then we got Gorno Badakhshan in Tajikistan, and then we got Abu Dhabi, and then Helmand. And then we have Upper Takutu, Upper Essequibo in Guyana. And let's get Inlandet. And we have Est in Burkina Faso, Gabon, Uguay, Vindo. Kyrgyzstan is Narin. And then we have Tambacounda. And then Homs. And then we have Gamel. And then we have Savanis with one N. And then let's get Tatooine and Konya. And then Petin. And we have Masovian again. And then we have Savannah. Chittagong, and then we have Odessa, Gash Barka in Eritrea, and then we have North Caribbean Coast, Mon, and then let's get the southern region of Iceland, and then we have Karnali in Nepal, and then we have Pastaza in Ecuador, and then southwest Tagalog, and then we have Ali Bori in Benin, and then let's get Sicily, and then we have Srpska again, and Olancho in Honduras, Belize again. Over to page 3, let's get Chiang Mai, and we have Savannah Ket in again. Let's get Lower Austria, and then we have North Gyeongsang, and then we have Central Macedonia, and then South Hamgyong. Let's get Connaught, and we have Plateau, and then we have Nagaon. Let's get Taquarembó, and we have Camagüey, and then Vidzeme, and then we have Mondulkiri. Let's get we have Mid Jutland, and then Jara in Kuwait, and then Darien in Panama. We have Nimba in Liberia, and then we have Kakheti, if I can spell that right, Kakheti, there we go, in Georgia, and then we have Punta Arenas in Costa Rica, Central Bohemia again, and then we have North Central, and then we have Beja, and then Centro Sur, and then Vilnius again. We have Banska Bystrica, and then we have Gabu in Guinea-Bissau, and then Karabakh, just like Nagorno-Karabakh. Let's get Timish, and then we have Bakskiskun, and then Burgas, and then we have Gorbunden or Grisons, and then Dekil. Let's get Burunga, and then Zlantibor, and then we have North Andros, and then Lubombo. Let's get West Bank again, and then we have Parnu, and then Wikosenge, and then we got Gelderland, and then Pelagonia, Pelagonia, my bad, and then Taiwan, Hualien, and then we have Syunik in Armenia, and then we have Luxembourg, and then we have Maseru again, and now we're on the last page now. Vanuatu is Sanma, and then we have Wangdu Pho Drong, and then we have Korche, San Juan, Ash Shahania, and then we got Baalbek Hermel. Oops, mistyped there. Baalbek Hermel, and then we have Blight, and then we have Southeast Slovenia, Pristina again, and then Karawan, another governmental authority. Then we have Usultan in El Salvador, and then Mexique, and then Nicosia again, and then we have VKK, Kahul, and then we have St. Anne, and then Grand Comore again, or Najad Zija, and then we have Sangre Grande, and then we have Bella Vista, and then we have Palawi in Samoa, and then Kiritimati, and then we have Pohnpei, or Pohnpei, or yeah, Pohn, P-O-H-N, Pohnpei, tricky one to spell. And then we have Clearvale, and then we got Flick, and then we have Calway in Sao Tome and Principe, and then we have Tonga Tapu again, and then we have the Outer Islands, and then we have St. Andrew, which is the answer to two of them, Antigua and Barbuda, and then St. Vincent and the Grenadines is Charlotte, and then we have Canio, and then St. Lucia's McCood, and then Singapore West Water Catchment, and then we have Corrigan, and then Barbados is Christchurch, and then St. Kitts and Nevis is St. James Windsward, and then we have Tresenberg, and then Northern Harbor again, and then we have Da Hardu, or what is that called? No, Dalu, Dralu. What is that called? It's oh my god, what is that one called? Dalu. There we go. Got it. And then Marshall Islands is Kwajalein. And then we got Serval. And then Tuvalu is Vaitupu. And then Anambare and Nauru. And finally Monte Carlo again. And those are all of the largest first level administrative divisions by area. And I am the very first person to master this quiz. And, yeah, no one can take that away from me. And that is it for now.